Hey, welcome. Welcome, everyone. And I say everyone, as we got to see if anybody is here live. Thanks for joining me tonight. Seem to be live. We hit the refresh. Come on, mouse. We can do it. Refresh. We're on the YT. And are we on the Rumble? How many times do I have to hit refresh? There we go. We're live. Thanks for joining. Still haven't got my cameras framed right. You can't see my coffee hanging out down here on my desk, but oh well. But you can see the eggnog. I was not lying when I said last night that that was my last eggnog. I thought it was. But I went to I stopped by the store this afternoon. I couldn't help myself. So one more round of eggnog, and then I guess I'll lose weight. Right? Anyway. Let's see. We got a couple people watching on the Rumble. What about on YouTube? What do we got? Anyone? Probably just me. How about that? Okay. Well, cool. Thanks for joining me. We'll get started here in just a second. Let me check the chat settings here. Make sure that we're good to go. Just so you know, boom. There we go. Where are the comments? Nope. Why on this screen here, I'm not seeing the comments live, but I can pull it up on this screen here. Okay. You taking anything for that cold yet? Why, yes. It involves some spiced rum, and it is in my eggnog. Good medicine. And when you're making an eggnog, you get the eggnog nice and warm. An eyelash. My eggnog. Yikes. You got to put a little Kahlua in there too. Just like half a shot. Not half a shot. Let's say 0.5. What am I saying? What would that be? Half an ounce? So I guess a third of a shot of Kahlua. But that works pretty well. It's East Coast tomorrow. Indeed. Right on, right on, right on. So, what's up, Big Daddy? Good to see you. Ox in the house. Nice. Lucid checking in over on the other side. Good to see everyone. Feeling a little better. I was feeling loopy. I was really feeling loopy last night, and today when I woke up, I couldn't remember what I was doing. I forgot to load things up. I forgot my checklist. I forgot to do everything. There's something about it when you're not feeling well. It's not just your body. It's your whole self. My brain. Weird. But anyway, yeah, we got some eggnog medicine here. That's nice. And I got my big coffee mug. Because why not? We got to switch back and forth. Today, or actually yesterday, or however you want to say, November 3rd, is a sandwich day. So I got something to do with sandwiches here in a little bit. We got a few more people checking in over there on the Rumble. What's up, Rumble? Do me a favor, hit me up with the like button. Let me know that you're not a bot. Right? Because bots don't hit the like button. Unless you pay them to, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how those things work. If I did, do you think I'd have the small numbers that I have? If I knew how all that worked? Probably not. But what the heck? I guess we can get it started off with some jokes. Jokes today. So let's see how it goes. All right. Put another $1 in the all right jar. Yes, indeed. Anyway, It seems that crypto mogul Sam Bankman-Fried's fortune just took a bit of a hit. And I'm not talking about Bitcoin. No, he was convicted of fraud, conspiracy, and money laundering, which sounds more like a financial thriller. Jury didn't waste much time making their decision, less than 5 hours. Good luck hiring an attorney for your appeal, Sam, and just remember, he doesn't accept crypto. Matthew Perry, can't be laughing about this. I can't be laughing about this. Let me, more somber tone. Oh, somber tone. Okay, here we go. Matthew Perry was laid to rest Friday afternoon at Forest Lawn Memorial Park in Los Angeles near Warner Brothers Studios. The ceremony was attended by family and friends. Yeah. Well, folks, it's not just actors who are on strike. The studios are also staging a drama of their own using artificial intelligence to negotiate. What? It's like a bad sci-fi movie where robots are the negotiators, and trust me, they're not good actors either. They're not good actors either. Yeah, okay. So, some local news here. Living in Portland. This behind me, this isn't Portland. No, I'm pretending like I'm in New York City. But yeah, so there's this guy in Portland who took his landlord to court over a missing cat. It's not your typical courtroom drama. This feline fiasco had the jury purring with empathy. The man won $1.3 million in damages because his tabby, Frank, mysteriously vanished, courtesy of his landlord's catnapping caper. Now, that's what I call claw and order. Oh, man. You gotta love the puns, right? Maybe not. I don't know. You know, setting the clocks back for daylight savings time is like trying to time travel, but without the cool DeLorean. It's one night a year when my microwave clock and my car finally agree on something. I guess that's just an observation. Yeah, well, Peruvian cocoa tea. It's the medicine for altitude, but probably good for all occasions. Sounds good to me. Peruvian cocoa tea. I'll check that out. Puns aplenty, yes, indeed. Well, it seems President Biden is taking his border wall policy to new heights. Maintenance. Yeah, he famously promised not to build another foot of wall during his presidency, but somehow he's willing to spend $950 million on upkeep. It's like saying, I'm not going to buy a new car, but I'll invest a whole bunch of money in fixing up this old clunker. Maybe he's just going for that vintage border wall look. I don't know. Yeah. So, well, folks, you won't believe what's happening in Colombia. You know, the country with the infamous drug lord Pablo Escobar. Yeah, the guy with the private zoo that had everything from hippos to giraffes. And here's the kicker. Escobar's hippos are still partying down there. Yeah. They must have missed the memo that the 80s are long gone. I mean, it's like a real-life episode of Narcos meets The Hangover. Don't worry, folks. This won't lead to a hippopocalypse. But it's a lesson for all of us. Never let a drug lord plan your zoo day. So, Target wants to save Thanksgiving from the grip of inflation, so they've put together a budget-friendly meal for a family of 4, complete with a 10-pound turkey and all the classic fixings for under $25. Yeah. It's like a retail therapy session for your wallet. If you follow their shopping list, you'll spend just $21.79. That's $5.45 per person, which is even cheaper than a pumpkin spice latte at Starbucks. Yeah, let's see. Vegas, right? You know Vegas. It's known for its high-stakes gambling, but now the Culinary Workers Union is taking that to a whole new level. They're threatening to strike unless they get a better deal. You know the stakes are high when even bartenders are saying, Give us what we want or we'll water down your drinks. It's like a game of poker where everyone's bluffing, but in this case, the house might just lose. It's always good to flub, one of the last words before the punchline. Yeah, good. Anyway, Robert De Niro, his back-scratching requests are in the news. I mean, seriously, if you want a back rub from an employee, just book a spa day. We all know you can afford it, but hey, even De Niro's got a thing for, maybe he's got a thing for company loyalty points. Give me a good scratch and I'll throw in some frequent flyer miles. I don't know. And, some Gen Z astronomers want to rename the Magellanic? Maybe that's how you say it, mate. Magellanic. Okay, they want to rename the Magellanic Clouds because they say Magellan was a colonizer, a slaver, a murderer, if you will. What do you want us to call it? Starry McStars or Glowy McGlows? I got an idea. How about you discover something and you can name it any damn thing you want. And finally, Elon Musk's XAI is finally unveiling its AI technology tomorrow or today, this morning, whatever, Saturday. Yeah. And you know what they say, if you can't beat them, join them until you build something better. Musk's AI is here to understand the true nature of the universe, which sounds like a great way to keep us entertained while we wait for our robot overlords. So if you've ever wanted to know the meaning of life, the universe, and everything, just ask XAI. It probably already knows the answer is 42. Or is it? So, this weekend, I think I'm going to work on trying to figure out the show and trying to figure out if I can get some transitions and some graphics and some more fun stuff. If I can figure it out and make it a little better. Because I haven't spent a whole lot of time on that. I spend all my time writing this corny stuff. So, that's what we're doing. Where we go to chat. So let's see what's happening. Oh, it seems to be kind of dead over there on YouTube, but Rumble seems to be happening. Well, that was the plan. That was the plan all along. We wanted to encourage people to come to Rumble. So I'm glad everyone for joining on Rumble. We got a bunch of people in the chat. Right on, right on, right on. East Coast tomorrow. I'll have to check out that Peruvian cocoa tea. I'll ask my buddy Danny if he knows about Peruvian cocoa tea. That's where he's from. He was there until he was like 9 or something like that. Moved here. What's up, Rev68? Coming in. Yes, put $1 in the all right jar. Indeed. We laugh so we don't cry. That's kind of how I feel. Too bad about him. He seemed cool. Yeah, I liked Matthew Perry. That was good. Puns aplenty. Yes, puns are fun. When you're trying to tell jokes, if you can crack yourself up, that's okay too. It is unusual trying to tell jokes when you can't hear anybody laughing and you're not really getting any feedback. It's weird. It's kind of a weird thing. You kind of need an audience to do live comedy, But probably in the very near future, we could probably set something up and we could have, a 20-person audience via, live remote webcams or something. We could probably do that, over over lockdowns. The WWE did that. You know, they were trying to put on these shows, and it's hard to put on pro wrestling shows if there's nobody there. And so what they did, this was really bizarre. I forget what they called it, like Thunderdome or something like that. But they performed in a stadium, and they must have had thousands of like big screen TVs where the people would be. Okay. And then you could volunteer to be one of the people on one of those screens. In fact, I was in the audience for one of their pay-per-views, and I was on one of the screens in the audience. You know, so you're supposed to cheer, and they give you instruction to kind of be over the top, you know, because they're not really going to hear you. But they would pan out and they would show the crowd, and it was just a whole bunch of screens, but they were all like in front of chairs, so they were kind of going up. It was really weird. It was a weird thing. Elon has a foldable robot he can buy now. It's $899. A foldable robot? I'll have to check that out. Make a laugh track, or even better, an applause sign, so you can make blink time to clap. Yeah, maybe an applause sign. That would be kind of good. Like going back to the old Merv Griffin days or something. I don't think laugh tracks really ever work, though. It kind of seems a little corny, but I don't know. Hey, what's up, Joshua Thomas? Good to see you. Hey-o! Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate that. On this Sandwich Day. We'll get to that in just a few. But let's see, where... I was going to... Oh, I'll show you this now. Let's see if I can do this. And why would I have it ready? There we go. So here we are. It's National Sandwich Day. And this is what passes for journalism, I guess. The New York Post. There's Rita Weigel. Or Wiggle. Interesting name. National Sandwich Day. Here's a tasty witch embodies your zodiac sign. So I guess this is a take a bite, my babies. It's National Sandwich Day. Is this a newspaper, or is this like somebody's blog? Every year on November 3rd, we salute the humble handcraft that's fed union workers and monarchs, latchkey kids, and late-night drunkards. This is just horribly written. This is horribly written. This is a sad... But anyway, let's see what it says. Aries gets the Cuban. I love a good Cuban. Taurus gets the lobster roll. Get it? Okay, Gemini gets the Philly cheesesteak. It's not really my bag there, but Cancer gets the grilled cheese. Classic. Leo gets the BLT. BLT's a classic. But I don't know. It's 2023. Who's doing a BLT? Virgo gets tea sandwiches. And Libra gets the Kentucky Hot Brown. I don't think I've had a Kentucky Hot Brown. Scorpio gets the Muffaletta. There we go. In Albuquerque, the chain that had that was called Schlotzsky's. It was a very odd-sounding name. It was by my high school. There was a Schlotzsky's. They would make a muffaletta sandwich. Sagittarius would get the Reuben. Capricorn gets the ham and cheese. Aquarius gets the po' boy. Get it? Because it's Aquarius, right? And, Pisces gets the turkey club. Oh, here we go. This is a clip from Mitch Hedberg. You all know Mitch Hedberg. He passed away. But let me see if I can... let me see if you can hear this. This is going to be This would probably be pretty quick. Let's see.
I order the club sandwich all the time, and I'm not even a member, man. I don't know how I get away with it. I like my sandwiches with 3 pieces of bread. So do I. Well, let's form a club. Okay, but we need some more stipulations. Yes, we do. Instead of cutting the sandwich once, let's cut it again. Hell yeah, 4 triangles. We'll position them into a circle. And in the middle, we will dump chips. Or potato salad. Cool. I can deal with that. Let me ask you a question. How you feel about frilly toothpicks? I'm for them. Well, this club is formed then.
Okay. Good old Mitch Hedberg. Very, very funny guy. I saw one of his last shows ever before he passed. Just heard something outside. Probably a backfire. Hoping it was a backfire, not a gunshot. But yeah, Mitch Hedberg. Saw one of his last shows at a place called the Crystal Ballroom here. And it was actually the second date for a girlfriend that I had that I dated the longest time, like 5, 6 years, something like that. But we went to see him, and I thought it was hilarious because he was gone. He was fried. He was a heroin addict, and he'd been shooting up prior to the show, and he came out, and they were having issues with the mic and whatnot. So he decided to just lay down on the stage while they worked on it. And then he was asking people from the audience to give him drinks. And he was just drinking out of everyone's glasses. So it was a spectacle. Nonetheless, it was a total train wreck of a show. But I loved it. I'm glad that I got to see him live because he was one of my favorites. But unfortunately, had a struggle and it ended. I think, about 10 days after that show, he passed. Very sad. But anyway, let's get on to some happier stuff, shall we? I was thinking about, what's going on in the Middle East. And there's been talk of this term, from the river to the sea, right? And it's a very contentious thing because very contentious Palestinian slogan, because what the river to the sea means, it's like essentially all of Israel, including the West Bank, including Gaza, all of it from like the Jordan River all the way to the sea. That entire area. And it could be interpreted of like, yeah, this is all our land and you're gone. You can't be here anymore. Or something like that. I think a more charitable interpretation would be, we're running everything and we might allow the Jews to live, perhaps. I guess. I don't know. But it's a real contentious slogan. Rashida Tlaib actually tweeted a video that had that slogan in it to Joe Biden, saying that America was not with him on his Israel policy. It's very, I don't know, read the room. Read the room. But I was thinking, could we come up with less controversial Palestinian slogans? What's up, Jim? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Hey, fat cyborg. You saw Mitch too? Very nice. Nice. So I have come up with a top 12 list of, let's see, and I thought I had top 12 list, top 12 less controversial Palestinian slogans. Yes, and eventually I'll have a graphic that actually starts at 12. So, top 12 less controversial Palestinian slogans. More hummus, less drummers. Number 11, hug it out. Hug it out. Hug it out. No controversy there. Number 10, dance for peace, never cease. That'd be a good chant. Number 9 is an old classic song. Down by the old olive tree where I first met you. Oh, I don't know. Nobody else go to camp? Anyway, number 8, less controversial Palestinian slogans. What happens in Jabalia stays in Jabalia. Yeah. Okay. Number 7, don't debate Dobgay. Dobgay. I guess you'd have to be there to understand that one. Okay, number 6. Let's shawarma like we did last summer. Oh, less controversial Palestinian slogans. Number 5, Mi Gaza, Esu Gaza. Number 4, taste the change, rearrange. That's a good one. Number 3, Khan Yunis, the biggest little city in Gaza. Number 2, falafel, not fights. And the number 1 less controversial Palestinian slogan, Olive, I love you a lot. Yeah, okay. Well, thanks for checking in, Jim. Fat Cyborg, Joshua, nice to see everybody. Yeah, let's see. AI didn't write that article, that's for sure. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I kind of think AI can probably do just as good a job as that awful writer there. So I if they told me it was AI, I might agree. I don't know. Give me a turkey club on No, I'm Aquarius. Okay. River to the Sea, it's a every square inch reference. Yeah. Pretty much. Top 12, because 10 wasn't enough. Yeah, hug it out. But war is falafel. Yeah, I thought I had written a number 1 is number 1. Thanks, Jim. I appreciate that. Yeah. Olive. Olive you a lot. I thought I had a falafel joke in there, but you know, I write them and then I just rearrange them, and sometimes I don't get them all in there. But speaking of sandwiches, let's do the sandwich thing. I want to talk about this, which is pretty cool. But first up, are you familiar with tier lists? Now, I guess I'm old. I'm an old man, and so this is kind of this was a bit after my time. But tier lists are rankings of playable characters from video games. And so it kind of became a meme. Okay? So things are ranked as God tier, top tier, mid tier, poop tier, however you want to do it. And S tier, I guess, is the top tier always in these lists. And I was wondering what S tier meant. So I looked it up here. S tier meaning it's the top ranking. An item that is S tier is among the very best in a grouping or class. Stands for superb or super. And I guess it goes back to Japanese grade school, how they would grade things there. So it also meant sugoi, which can be expressed for something extraordinary, meaning like wow or amazing in English. S stands for shu, which is Japanese for excellent. So that's what the S tier is. So, yeah, we're going to try making a tier ranking of sandwiches because today is National Sandwich Day. So up here in red, I know I'm blocking that partially. I don't know how to move that. But you can see that that is the S tier of the sandwiches. So what we're going to do is we're going to just put the sandwiches into the tiers, and then we can rearrange them. But that's what we got today. And let me... Yeah, what are you, like 38? Yeah. Yeah, a bit older than that. But thank you for that. Thank you for that. I was around... It's funny when I look at people my own age, I think, oh my God, they look old, right? But yeah, about the same age as Matthew Perry was. So there we go. So the first sandwich that we have here, and so what we can do here is we can move it up, right? This is the bacon, egg, and cheese. Bacon, egg, and cheese, and I'm going to say that's a solid B. It's a good sandwich. It's not great. You know, it's more of a breakfast sandwich, obviously. And you're probably not going to have bacon, egg, and cheese for lunch. To me, a sandwich is lunch, right? You can have a sandwich at any meal, of course, but ideally a sandwich is lunch. So I'm going to put it right there. Let's scoot this over so I can keep this up. So next up, we've got the grilled cheese. I love me a grilled cheese. But again, I'm going to go B. It's you know what? I'm going to put it at C. But I love it. But I'm going to put it at C. You know, it's okay. It's okay. It could have more, you know. If that grilled cheese had some things in it, you know, then I'd go higher. Next up, we got the pulled pork. And as you may know, I moved here from Texas. I love me some pulled pork. For the time being, pulled pork is an A tier sandwich for me. And again, this is my ranking, but it's for me it's an A. Absolutely. Uh-oh, we got a banh mi. I freaking love banh mi. Banh mi's are Vietnamese sandwiches. And usually, you know, before they became hip, they were very cheap. There was a great Vietnamese place that I used to go to a long time ago. And you would go and you get like 2 or 3 sandwiches. And at the time, they were like $2. I mean, like $1.75 or something. Kind of like taco prices, you know. Very good. They're on a French roll. And so the best banh mi sandwiches that you'll see is you'll see a Vietnamese restaurant right next door to a French bakery. And then you know, oh, this place has the goods. For me, a banh mi is an A tier sandwich. Absolutely. So next up, we've got the is this BLT? Bacon, lettuce, tomato. It's okay. I mean, I like, you know, it's fine. You know what? I'll put it B. Bacon, lettuce, tomatoes, pretty good. But I'm not breaking down any doors to get a BLT. That's for sure. All right, let's see what we got here. We got the Italian sub. Well, I may disappoint some people, but the Italian sub, that's C tier. Sorry. It might be different if I were on the East Coast where there's a lot of Italians and they made really good Italian subs. I'm in Portland. I'm sure I can get a good Italian sub somewhere, but this isn't really the place for it. It's C tier for me. Now we've got Thanksgiving. I didn't even know that was a sandwich. Thanksgiving, it's a turkey, stuffing, cranberry sauce. Well, that sounds freaking amazing. A tier. A tier. Turkey, stuffing, cranberry. Oh, that sounds fantastic. Next up, we've got the lobster roll. Now, this isn't really fair. This is not really fair. Lobster roll is unbelievable. Yeah, it may be blasphemy about the Italian sandwich. I understand. I'm just saying, I might have a totally different thought on the Italian sub if I were on the East Coast, where there were a lot of mom and pop shops that really knew how to make an Italian sub. I can't even think of a single place that I would go to for an Italian sub here. I know it exists, but like, it's just not something that's made out here, and so I probably haven't had a really good one. You know? Forgive me, but that's geography, if you will. I'm going to say lobster roll. I'm going to say B tier. I mean, a lobster roll is fantastic, but a bit rich. Not perfection. Yeah, if I were in Maine, lobster roll would probably be S tier. And I haven't decided on what's going to be S tier. I'll figure out what's S tier at the end, probably, you know, and pick the absolute best. So we can move things up and down. Turkey Club. Turkey Club is a fine sandwich. But I'm going to put the Turkey Club at B. And I think I'm going to move the BLT down. No. I'm going to leave it there. BLT is still B tier. Okay. The tuna melt. I absolutely freaking love a tuna melt. Tuna melt is a great sandwich. But in many ways, it's very low rent, isn't it? I mean, a tuna melt is what you do when you're broke and you're at home. You open a can of tuna and you make a tuna melt. You know, often you don't wait. You know, if you go out to eat, often you don't get a tuna melt because you want to get something a little fancier than that. But I still love a tuna melt. I'm putting it here on a B tier. What do we got here? Fried chicken. A fried chicken sandwich. Fried chicken sandwich is good, but for me, it's just C tier. It's just C tier. I understand you don't like the hot tuna. I get it. I get it. For me, I like it. I like it. But and you know, fried chicken sandwich is good, but you know, it's fine. It's okay. It's okay. What else we got here? This is the cheesesteak. All right, here's blasphemy. Here's where I get everyone to hate me. D tier. And again, I'm on the West Coast. We don't really do cheesesteaks out here. And anytime I've tried a cheesesteak, I've gone to places that supposedly make, you know, traditional Philly cheesesteak stuff. I don't know. It's too much for me. Not my bag. It might be blasphemous, but Cubano. Absolutely. Absolutely. Cuban is A tier. Might even be S tier. One of the best sandwiches, without a doubt. Must have pickles. So what do we got next? We got the meatball sub, and again, I am, yeah, D tier. Not a meatball sub guy. I like meatballs. Meatball sub, no. Croque monsieur. Decent. I would say decent. Not quite A tier for me. So I'm going to put it there on B. Oh, croque madame. So we're stepping down a level here. Good for breakfast, but I'm not. I would only have it at breakfast. I'm going to put it here C tier. Reuben. Uh-oh. And it looks like our Reuben is on a nice marble rye. Oh, man. That's a good sandwich. Sauerkraut? No doubt. That's an A tier sandwich for me. Reuben is up there. What do we got? A hero? Passable. And again, it might be different if I lived someplace with a lot of Greek immigrants and I had the authentic stuff and I knew about it, but I don't. You know, I get some at a Greek festival or something. You know, it's fine. Whatever. Po' boy. Well, it depends on what is in the po' boy. Is it a shrimp po' boy? Because that's a damn good sandwich. One thing that's really good about the po' boy is down there in New Orleans, they got some really good French bakeries, and so much of a sandwich is having the right bread. It really is having the right bread. I'm going to put the po' boy up here, tier A. You're killing me. D tier on the meatball sub. I understand. Look, I get it. I might have a totally different point of view if I lived somewhere else. Don't blame me. Blame Portland. I don't even know where I can. If you say, "Hey Tom, $100 if you could just tell me where to get a meatball sub," I'd be like, "No idea. I don't know. Olive Garden." You know, I don't know. I don't know where you could get a meatball sub in this town. So, you know, maybe I haven't had a really good one, and my opinion would change. You know, there's that. This is a caprese. Oh, who doesn't love a caprese? That's a good sandwich. But I'm gonna say B. B tier. You know, better than average. Better than average. Next, we got a patty melt. Oh my goodness, a patty melt. I'm going to say C tier. It's good. It's a fine sandwich, but often it can be a little heavy for me. Egg salad. Do adults eat egg salad sandwiches? I hope that's not offensive. Olive Garden has no subs or sandwiches. I don't know. I don't go to Olive Garden either. I'm just saying, if you were to say, where would you get a meatball sub? I don't know, Subway. I mean, like, honestly, I don't know of any. I don't know where I can get one in the city. But egg salad sandwich, I'm going to say C tier. I liked them as a kid. I can't imagine getting one as an adult. But that's just me. French dip. Oh, French dip. French dips are good. I'm going to say B tier on the French dip. What do we got here? PB&J. PB&J. That's D tier. And if you're getting peanut butter and jelly and you're putting a top slice on it, that's too much bread. Right? If you're at home, open face. Can't have closed face PB&J. That's just wrong. Yeah, Olive Garden is the McDonald's of Italian food. I don't go to either, so I'm with you there. Yeah, Subway has the meatball sub. But trying to think. Yeah, when I go to Subway, I'll get a tuna, or I'll get just like a Italian, something like that. But again, I know those aren't good and authentic. That's just because I don't know. I'm traveling, and the gas station has a Subway in it or something. What do we got here? A torta C tier. That would be like a Mexican sandwich. Bread's a little heavy on that. Roast beef. It's funny. I used to really like roast beef. Arby's has been the butt of jokes for so long. I think it's had an effect on what I think about roast beef. I'm gonna say roast beef is B tier, and I thought about it. I'm moving the tuna melt down to C tier, even though I like it. It's not as good. It's not as good. Next we got the jambon beurre. So that would be ham, a French ham sandwich. Those are freaking delicious. But maybe we're running out of C tier. I'll put it B tier. Now we've got tonkatsu. I don't even know what tonkatsu is. I'm assuming that's Japanese or something. Probably embarrassing myself for not knowing what a tonkatsu is. What is a tonkatsu? Yeah. Thought it was a ramen. Yeah. A sandwich. A katsu sandwich, typically chicken katsu deep fried to perfection. The katsu sando is a simple thing. 2 slices of cotton-like Japanese milk bread. Okay. Well, they look all right, but I've never had them before, so I'm just gonna have to put it C tier. Yeah. Let's see, Monte Cristo. Monte Cristo is an unbelievable sandwich. You're doing all right when you're out to eat and you get a Monte Cristo. You know it's going to be a good day. I'm vacillating between A and B. And I'm going to say B. I'm going to say B. Yeah, Hero is on the list, and where did I put it? I thought does this need to be wider? Okay, maybe. Okay. Ham and cheese, just a basic ham and cheese. We're going. Ham and cheese is D tier. Sorry. Bagel with lox, A tier. Falafel pita. Try eating a falafel pita without getting it everywhere. Definitely not date food there. C tier. We got the chicken salad. No, that's D tier. Veggie and hummus. I'll put it C tier. Bologna sandwich with mayo. That's prison food. That's prison food. If you're in lockup overnight, congratulations, you get a bologna sandwich. That's D tier. Last, let's see, we got Italian beef. I'm sure it's pretty good, but for me, it's C tier. Kentucky hot brown. It looks good. I've never had it before, so I can't rate it anything but a C. We got the Pocadillo. I don't even know what that is. Pocadillo sandwich. Or Bocadillo. Bocadillo. What is that? Bocadillo. Okay. It's Spanish. It's from Spain. It's a sandwich made of Spanish bread, usually a baguette, cut lengthwise. Traditionally seen as humble food, low cost. Okay, so it's just a sandwich roll with stuff thrown in it. It's like a Spanish sub, if you will. Liverwurst. Liverwurst sandwich is a pretty good sandwich, but I'm going to put it on C tier. I don't think you could have a liverwurst sandwich more than one time per year. And lastly, cucumber tea sandwich. Oh my goodness. I'm going to say that's B tier. So I do need to pick something for the S tier. Probably a couple S tier, just that are the best. I'm going to say, for me, S tier is the Cubano. And pulled pork. Those are the S tier for me. So S tier, we got Cuban and the pulled pork. A tier, for me, it's the banh mi, Thanksgiving sandwich, a Reuben, a po' boy, and a bagel with lox. So that's how I roll. That's how I roll. But this is the tier list. And now you know about the tier lists, and we've done the whatever we're calling it, sandwich tier lists. So the lobster roll, yeah. I mean, lobster roll is really good, but I'm probably not having it that much. You know, for me, S tier would be something that I can have anytime. Anytime it sounds good to me. And for me, I can have a pulled pork sandwich or a Cuban sandwich anytime. So for me, that's the top. Big Daddy's saying Monte Cristo's on top for him. I get it. Monte Cristo was a tier B for me. Monte Cristo's a good sandwich. It's good. Not taking anything away from it. There's no Cuban. It's no Cuban. So, yeah. What else is happening? Hey, I was wondering, of the people that are contributing right now in the chat, are you on Twitter? Are you doing the X thing? Is anybody doing that? Because it's interesting. I find that people that are on Twitter aren't on anything else at all. It's like the only thing they do is Twitter. It's just kind of weird. Hell, I like them all. I'm with you there, Jim. I'm ready for some sandwiches. And that's the great thing about sandwiches. You can do sandwiches any meal of the day. 100%. So, absolutely. But, no, nobody else is on X at all. It's funny. I find very little crossover. People that are on X, like they don't go to YouTube, they don't go to Rumble. It's kind of odd. It's like its own little world there. Frankly, I have a hard time following things on it. I guess the thing I don't like about it is it's hard to find. You know, like if you saw something before, if you want to go back and find it, well, good freaking luck. Good luck finding the thing that you saw a couple hours ago. Forget it. It's gone, you know. And I guess that's the appeal, is that you're just constantly, you know, doing this. But I like going back and checking things out. You know, that's the thing I like about video sites. I can go through, I can find something. Oh, I want to watch this video. I can just put it to watch later, make note of it, and I'll check it out later for sure. Can't really do that. Like, oh, I'll read this tweet later. No, it doesn't work that way. So, tier list, because the Italian sandwiches are on the bottom. Oh, tier list, T-E-A-R. Yeah, sorry about that. It's funny, you know where I had the absolute worst Italian food in my life? Was in Italy. Yeah. I was not impressed. Although I wasn't necessarily going to the nicest places, right? I was there and I was broke. You know, so I'd go in a little restaurant or whatever and you know, I'll have some veal parmesan or whatever. And I'm like, I don't know. Not that impressed. But again, where I was, mainly I was like in Naples, right? I don't think it's known for its good food in Naples, you know. You know, and I'd go to places near like the train station or whatever. You can't expect great food if you're going to a place near the train station. You go to any country near the train station, it's not going to be that good. But it has kind of clouded my what I think about Italian food in Italy. It's funny how we are so oh, that's good to hear, Daddy. I'm glad that you were you're trying things on Rumble. So thanks for that. That's I think you may have a different experience on Rumble. You might be able to discover some people that you weren't able to discover before on YouTube. And that's why I think it's important to try out some different platforms. That's for sure. But it is funny how we can judge something. Like, that's one of the issues that we have as human beings, is we make these determinations and we often don't have enough data to do that, right? If you've ever taken a statistics class, you know that you really can't judge, like you can't judge the cuisine of a particular culture on trying it twice, right? Your sample size is way too small. And you might have a totally different opinion if you talk to 50 people that all had that kind of food, and then they could tell you, oh, no, you got to get this. Oh, you got to get it with this sauce. Oh, don't get that. Get this other thing. And if you had enough information, you might find, you know, it would be so beneficial. But what we do as humans is we're drawing conclusions based on a very tiny amount of data, like too small an amount of data to like scientifically determine anything. But that's what we do, you know. That is what we do. Worst was in Italy, yeah, absolutely. But it was, you know, again, at the time, I wasn't looking up, hey, where's a good place to go? I wasn't taking recommendations from anyone. You know, I was staying at a hostel, and I was like, you know, near the train station or something. I'm like, oh, look, that place has a light on. I'll go check it out. Well, you'd probably have similar results anywhere in the world, right? You know, you're staying in some cheap place, and you just go out and wander the street, and then you see a place that's on, you know, with a light on. Chances are it's not going to have great food, right? I mean, but, you know, that's what we do. Of course, now when you travel, you know, you got the travel advisor, and you got Yelp and all kinds of stuff. You can look stuff up. Make sure you get, you know, go get something good. I wasn't doing that. And, yeah. yeah, that's what happens. But anyway, who knows? Maybe I'll go back to Italy someday. I hope so. That would be really cool. Hey, John's jumping in here at the end. Hey, good to see you, John. Thanks for coming back. Nice. Anyway, I plan on, trying to come up with some more stuff for this show, trying to figure out some new segments, some new bits that I can do. It's been interesting trying to put together 2 shows a day, 5 days a week. It didn't really give me any time to really develop, like, where exactly do I want to take this? Like, what are some things that I can do? So I have some ideas, but often, you think much bigger, right, than you can actually accomplish. So in my head, I have some pretty awesome ideas for segments for this show. I just got to figure out exactly how I'm going to do it. So I'm going to try to work on that over the weekend, and then hopefully next week I should have some really clever new bits for you. So thanks for hanging out with me tonight on this Friday night, sandwich night. If you happen to have a Twitter account, an X account, if you can do me a favor and just like the tweet. I'm trying to get, each show, I leave a link to the Rumble video on Twitter, X. I can't stop saying Twitter, on X. I'm trying to get a number of likes on that. And everybody here, if you can hit the like button, it would mean the world to me. I appreciate you much. Anyway, you all have an awesome weekend. I'll be back on Monday at noon on the West Coast for my Coffee and Nuance show. And then Monday night, I'll be back here for Midnight Americano. Hope to see you then. Until then, peace.